Kirstens, Griffin Collinson, Owen Kenny will get into that mix as well. So starters out there right now, number 0, Griffin Collinson. Jaden Zhao, number 4. 15, Arjun Bardwaj. 11 is Owen Kinney, and then Chris Kirstens, number 24. For Inspire, number 4, Prince Aka. Number 11, Dante Sensore Hercules. 10, Tunde Duradola, I mentioned. 2, Jamar James. And number 35, Emmanuel Ngokana Suzama. Ball movers, Dole underneath, pushes it in, and there's a foul. Ngokana Suzama is hit with a foul. Is he shooting free throws? Yes. Get things going. Misses his first attempt. So Emmanuel goes about 6'8". Class of 2024, another youngster. Gets things going. First bucket of the game. Orangeville. So Inspire pressing right out the gate. Collinson, ball in his hand. And over and back. I was wondering what he was doing. He stopped right at center court. And it was like, hey, get over. And he dribbled over and back. A little bit better awareness than that to start things off. Check, check, check. Just making sure my mic is running. Aka. James, number 2 out there. James drives underneath. And Ngokana Suzama. And there's a foul, Duradola. So if you're Orangeville, that's good because you want to get 10 in foul trouble early. Inspire pressing right out the gate and call it a foul. So college basketball season officially tipped off this week. It's great watching. Oh, there's a turnover. And Duradola. And Zhao. He's picked up his dribble. How is that not double dribble? It is, yeah. Thank you. I don't know what he's thinking. Turnover Orangeville. So the press on Inspire causing problems right out the gate. Sensori Hercules, corner 3. Jaden Zhao, Orangeville in transition. Collinson. Griffin Collinson, first basket of the game. Sensori Hercules, love that name. Duradola, and a travel on Tunde Duradola. Sloppy play in the opening minute and a half. Both teams, mental errors. Kenny gets it over. Kirstens. Orangeville just no room to breathe and almost stolen. Zhao shot clock's down. Put it up, put it up. And as it's expiring, and he didn't get it off in time. Oh, but he's fouled. So, again, another mental error right at the gate. I mean, the shot clock's expiring, and you foul a guy who is way off balance. He's got to be a bit more aware. So, Collinson at the free throw line. Griffin from Burlington, class of 2025. Chatted with him a couple weeks ago after the game. I still have yet to post the interview because I am swimming in busyness, but I have it. I'll get it up. But it tells me has dreams of playing Ivy League basketball. Harvard top of his list. James, good ball movement. Duradola. Tunde with a little floater. Tunde Duradola. Inspire pressing again, and a travel. Yeah, good call. So this press causing problems right at the gate, and we're going to see a substitution. Rowan Scott-Smith comes into the game for the first time. Number 8.
Substitution for Orangeville, number 8, Rowan Scott-Smith.
James to Aka, excuse me, and then Inspire gives it right back. Inspire continues to press. Bardwaj to Scott-Smith. And ran under the basket and threw it off the rim. Sensore Hercules is fouled. He had a wide open lay-in. Couldn't get it to drop. Dante will shoot a couple free throws. Dante from Caledon, Ontario, just down the road. Just down Highway 10. Almost a home game for him up here. Hits a couple free throws, 7-3. Inspire continues to press. Good call, hey. And they just gave it right to him. Tunde Duradola shaking things up.
2-point field goal number 10, Duradola.
Bardwaj, wide open look. Pump fake, lovely. Arjun Bardwaj. So he had Ingo Kana Suzuma staring him down when under and over. James kick, White weaves through to Aka and denied. Bardwaj with the block. Jaden Zhao switches to his left hand. He had Duradola breathing down his neck. Clever play from Jaden. 9-7. All right, looks like Duradola's dunk settled both teams down, woke them up. And now we got a basketball game. Aka, long two. I don't like the shot. He was in 3 range, stepped inside. Play the analytics, young man. Little floater from Collinson gets it to go. Griffin Collinson ties the game at 9. Duradola. Aka. And stolen by Orangeville. And then they gave it right back. Jaden Zhao gives it to James. And James is fouled. So Jamar James will shoot a couple free throws. And mass substitutions, 3 substitutions coming in. So for the first time today, we're going to see Cairo Perry, number 1. Who's got the pink shoes on? Number 7, Marquez Silva Romeo, excuse me. Brazilian name. You know how I know that? Because when it's how it's spelled, it's actually written Marquez Romeo Silva, but the coach is like, no, they pronounce it Silva Romeo. I'm like, gotta be Brazilian. That's how they do it in soccer all the time. So another substitution coming in. Jeremy Zhao, number 0. Inspire goes to the bench quickly. Well, you got to do that. If you're going to press like this, you got to have a bench. We also got Riaz Salu out there for the first time. Kenny drives, and he's fouled. If you're going to play the Billy Donovan 40 minutes of hell, you got to have a bench.
Personal foul, white, number 0, Jeremy Zhao.
So normally when I get up here, try to get up here at least half an hour before every game, which I got here about 4 minutes before tip-off. And there's usually a thick layer of dust up here, and I'll clean it all up, and I'm wallowing in a thick layer of dust right now as Kenny hits a free throw. I'll have to wait till halftime before I can get something to wipe this up. 11 all. And one. Cairo Perry. Cairo from Pickering, my neck of the woods. I hope his parents weren't trying to get here at the same time as me, because they said close to 3 hours coming from Pickering to get here tonight. It's insane. The drive home, it'll take me about an hour and 15, knock on wood. But that's, yeah, it's crazy. 14-11, Inspire pressing again. And Javon Bailey, number 12 out there, just a little too aggressive. He's just come off the bench, a little amped. The way he was playing, I was like, settle down. You want to play tight, but then you're begging for a foul. I think the shot clock hadn't started. That's what the shot clock hadn't started, so they had to tick off a few seconds. There they go. And again, so Bailey's just come on, and he's been hit with 2 fouls. Again, just over-aggressive. He's been on the floor for less than 10 seconds, and he's got 2 fouls. So that's going to put Jaden on the free throw line. Jaden from Xi'an, China. Gets his first free throw. Gets it done. Now substitution. Jonathan Gaspard entering the game. We haven't seen a lot of I haven't seen a lot of Jonathan in the home games. But getting put into the game early. See if he can make an impact. You see Duradola's length. And Perry loses a handle on it. Gaspar just entered the game. He had a little, and that's an ugly shot, he had a wide open little jumper, but then attacked into where all the white jerseys were. And that's got to be a travel. Yeah, thank you. Vince Bull with the call. He picked the ball above his head, and it wasn't a Euro step, it was more of a side shuffle. Cairo Perry. .441 to go, and another turnover in their own half. Duradola over everyone, and he goes down hard. And foul called someone out there. I don't know who. I'm sure it was on Riaz. It might have been on Salyu. Either way, Cairo Perry will shoot some free throws. Cairo, of course, a city in Egypt. A unique first name. I'm a big, Egyptology fan. Read a bunch of books and watched hundreds of documentaries. I could do an hour and a half just on Egypt. And another turnover, that ball just thrown away. That's about 5 or 6 already in the first quarter. Orangeville turning it over in their own half. That's a recipe for disaster. And finally, a timeout on the floor. Good, because we can talk more Egyptian pyramids. So one of the things I've learned in doing my studies is, they tell us, or, mainstream history tells us that the Egyptian pyramids are about 4,000 years old. Well, in doing some more research, there's plenty of evidence that those pyramids may be somewhere in the range of 100,000 years old. So what that completely does is destroy, the history and the paradigm that we've been taught in schools. It opens up 1,000 more questions and also changes the whole timeline of evolution. So there's some evidence that the Sphinx, which is just outside the pyramids, might be up to 100,000 years old due to a water erosion. So go look into that. You always got to drop a little red pill into a broadcast when you can. There's also evidence that the Egyptians had electricity, or a version of electricity, back then, which has been withheld from us. And that's what Nikola Tesla was looking to, he'd kind of tapped into it, knew how to create free energy. Here we go, Inspire Academy up 16-13. Back to the hoops. Zhao, number 0 with the ball. Duradola. A lovely feed inside. Cairo Perry gets the roll. 18-13. Zhao and Inspire's defense just smothering. One of the things I love is they've got Duradola. He's essentially, guarding guards. He's up there. He's the lead guy in the press. And his length, you want to talk wingspan, Duradola, he's got long arms on him. Zhao wide open 3, take it. Just short. Salyu underneath cleans that mess up. Riaz Salyu, 18-15. The roll, Bailey can't get it to go. And now Gaspar. Corner for Collinson. No good. So Orangeville yet to hit a 3. And trail by 3. What's going on? There was some sort of foul called off the ball. We don't know. Collinson inbounds. Zhao just smothered. Nowhere to go. And possession arrow still favors Orangeville Prep. So just absolutely smothering defense by Inspire. Love seeing it. What do we do? We got a substitution? Or? A lot of confusion in this game. So Duradola will have a breather. And Dante Sansore Hercules back in. Zhao picks up his dribble and just tosses it away. So that's the thing. So Zhao is picking up his dribble. He's done it 3 or 4 times. And then the 2 defenders just smother him, and he's got nowhere to go. Of course, don't forget this weekend, this Friday, Saturday night, the grind session comes to Orangeville Prep, and Gaspar called with a hand check foul. Friday night, Prolific Prep in the building. I'm going to be here on Saturday calling the games. I got to work Friday, and it just kind of came up too late. I wasn't able to book the day off. And so I'll be up here all day Saturday calling the grind session. Look out, go get some tickets. You come see Prolific Prep, #1 team in the United States. Also Minnesota Prep. I think they were number 8 in the grind session poll. So, you know, they're going to have some guys they'll be watching on TV next year. And Perry denied by Salyu. And here comes Orangeville. Bardwaj, Collinson for 3. No good. Now, if you're Coach Eric Rawwire, I mean, as challenging as this first quarter's been for them, they only trail by 4, even though Inspire has just been smothering them and forcing a bunch of bad turnovers. Still well within reach. So all is good. Collinson will inbound. Salyu, he had 2 smaller defenders on him, didn't recognize, and passed it away. He had the 5'8" guy over him. And Salyu over the back. That's a tough call. I don't know about that. Just under 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Of course, coming up later on, Orangeville Prep National Squad versus New Horizon. That'll start around 8 o'clock. So Javon Bailey at the free throw. I mentioned Javon goes 5'8", class of 2023. Hits the first. Had the chance to do some volleyball play-by-play on the weekend up at Durham College, where I graduated from, so it was fun. I did the women's OCAA, the college championship back in March, and haven't done any volleyball since, so it was good to just switch it up a little. Did the women's college soccer championship last week as well, but basketball, always number 1. Ball rolling around everywhere. Zhao passes up the 3, attacks. Bardwaj turnaround, too much. Bailey comes away with it. Duradola back on the floor. Oh, and there's a Euro. Jeremy Zhao, but then his teammate couldn't handle the pass. Gaspar weaving, and Gaspar with a little hezzy move. Couldn't get that to go, unlucky. But I like the energy Gaspar's brought. The spark plug out there. He's got good speed, so he's getting up in the attack. So Ngo Kana Suzuma, number 35, back in. Gaspar shoots a couple free throws. Where is he? Gaspar, I should say. He's from Nepean, so I got to add a little French tint to it. They probably wouldn't say that D on the end if it was more French, so apologies to Mom and Dad if you're out there watching. My French is horrible. Gaspar. 21-17. Jalen Ford, number 8, out there for the first time for Inspire. He's got the ball in his hands with the red and white sneakers. Sensore Hercules. Tipped out of bounds. Ooh. Orangeville got it. Kenny knocked that out of bounds, but the ref gave it to Orangeville. Bit of a break. So Inspire not pressing. I don't know why. You were killing them with the press. Salyu. Riaz drives, switches to his left hands. Everything but the finish. Ford. And Zhao got in his way. I don't know if that's a foul, is it? Jaden aghast at the call. So it looks like we got some of the Orangeville High School students in. We used to see a lot of that, 2018-19. And so it looks like more and more of them are finding their way over to the games. Great to see. Get it over. And again, they didn't travel by Zhao. So Zhao has done it again. He's picked up his dribble and then gets caught with a travel. Rowan Scott-Smith will replace Jaden.
Orangeville substitution coming into the game, number 8, Rowan Scott-Smith.
Dante Sensore Hercules. And there's Engo Kana Suzuma. Little kiss off the glass. Collinson, the lefty. And there was 3 white jerseys around him, smothering him. So, foul on 2? I don't see a 2 out there. Well, I see a 12 out there. Oh, 1-2. So there's Bailey's 3 fouls in the first quarter. So that's going to get him buried on the bench for a while, I would imagine. They're already in the penalty very early. So good opportunity for Orangeville to pick up some extra points, dig out of this hole. I was watching a bit of Rhode Island. Now Rhode Island did lose to Quinnipiac, who was a 9-point underdog, but it's great to see Rory Stewart out there getting big-time minutes, Orangeville alum. Ford. Good ball movement, wide open look, and an air ball. So I don't have who 3 is. So I'll have to wait till halftime. Oh no, Ryan Barrett, sorry, I do have it. Number 3 is Ryan Barrett, just came in. Well, after shooting the air ball, you might want to wish I didn't have the name, but there you go, Ryan Barrett. He's coming off the bench. So we got a new in-house announcer. I like that because that's a bit more atmosphere, a little bit more official. Collinson, Scott-Smith wide open. Boom, finally, Rowan Scott-Smith. First 3 of the game for Orangeville. Lead back just to 3 for Inspire. Engo Kana Suzuma battles through 2 Orangeville players, out-muscles them, and it drops. And turnover. And there's Duradola. Tunde over everyone. Tunde Duradola as the clock expires. So Tunde off to a good start. A couple big baskets already. So end of 1, Inspire leads by 7, 29-22. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining me. If you are out there listening, hit me up on Twitter at Mr. McKee, MRMCKEE. Let me know we're too loud, we're too low. I listened to the playback from last week's game, and the mic seemed a little low, so I've tried to turn it up a little bit today, but hopefully I didn't overdo it on that. When I was doing the OCAA women's soccer, now, keep in mind, on the Thursday, I did all 4 quarterfinals. So I did 4 games by myself, no second person in the booth with me, just me. And so, we're talking almost 2 hours each game, and then some of the halftime and the pre. And I had someone of importance upset that I would drift away from talking about soccer during games. It's like I'm on air for literally 8 hours straight. You can't just sit there and go, Smith passes it to Jones, Jones passes it to Jackson, back to Jones. You can't do that for 2 hours straight. It's insane. So I didn't show up to do the 2 final games. I said, look, I'm going to talk about other stuff during the broadcast. I was like, you should listen to my Orangeville games. But I don't think they really cared because they had me back at Durham College this past weekend. But I did 6 games, 4 on the Thursday, the two semifinals on the Saturday. And again, you know, that's another, and both of those semifinal games went to overtime. And so it's like 3 hours, so another 6 hours on air. And they're bothered that I was drifting a few bits. It's like, find someone else. How else are you going to find out about Egyptian history, right? 29-22. Back to it, so really like what I'm seeing out of Inspire. They play Inspire defense. I wish we saw more of that. And right there, we've got Inspired defense from Orangeville. Collinson steals that. Bardwaj gets away with a charge. And Chris Kirstens, who normally, some nights Orangeville's best player, been very quiet in that first quarter. Didn't say his name too often. But here's Chris to the free throw line.
Orangeville number 24, Chris Karstens, shooting 2.
So Kirstens from Kingston, Ontario, class of 2023, so this is his grad year. I haven't had the chance to interview a lot of these boys, only Collinson once, because what happens is the second their game's done, the other game starts and, you know, the music's bumping and there's nowhere in the gym that I could grab the kids to do an interview because you just hear like hip hop blaring in the background. So unfortunately, I don't get the chance to talk to a lot of the players from the first games. And Ngo Kana Suzuma just out muscling everyone. Orangeville doesn't have an answer for him. And another turnover. Get your phones out. Well, Ryan Barrett goes easy laying instead. Another turnover. And now get your phones out. Tunde Duradola, the BioSteel All-Canadian, hammers that down. Orangeville completely out of sorts. They need a timeout. And Collinson slips, and it goes through Kirsten's legs. Inspire steals it again. James had a wide open three, yeah, and he gets called with palming, which you don't see that called too often. And he's even looking, going, dude, you really just called palming?
Substitution Orangeville coming into the game.
Well, I'll tell you how rare, this is what, the third game we've been up here this season? So 2 games a night. That's the first palming call I've seen. And Zhao's picked up his dribble again. Kirstens. And knocked out of bounds. What's the call? Oh, it's a foul on the back, a little too aggressive. So that was 11, Sensore Hercules. And now he'll go to the bench. So the only good news is for Orangeville, there's a couple guys on Inspire already in foul trouble very early in the game. So this may come back to bite them. That pressing defense may come back to get them late. Scott Smith wide open and denied from behind by Barrett. And Kirstens stepped on the baseline. 11-point lead. We had that run of turnovers. Duradola, I would have liked to seen him take that three maybe, because Bardwaj is not playing him anywhere close. Underneath, oh, Duradola was thinking dunk, and instead he goes sky hook. Tunde Duradola. Get it over, get it over. Here we go. Ooh. Orangeville got a break there as Jeremy Zhao just a little too aggressive. So Kenny will inbound. Looks like Javon Bailey about to re-enter the game in place of Zhao. So Bailey already on 3 fouls, so he's got to watch himself. So if you're Orangeville, you want to attack 12, right? Make him foul you. And denied again. More smothering defense from Inspire, and Bailey with a little floater. Can't get it to drop. Kenny, Scott Smith already got 1 3. Is it 2? Ooh, just off the rim. Barrett comes away with that. Inspire in transition. Duradola slows things down. Cairo Perry denied by Kirstens. Bodies rolling everywhere, and Orangeville comes away with it. Scott Smith, Arjun had a wide open look and didn't want it. So timeout on the floor? No, I thought the ref signaled timeout. Just a substitution. Riaz Salyu back into the game.
Orangeville substitution coming in, number 12, Riaz Salyu.
Duradola guarded by Salyu, Tunde, and that skyhook he finally misses, and clever. Perry throws that off Salyu, and it'll still be Inspire ball. Excuse me. Ford, shot clock about to expire. Perry, and it doesn't touch rim, and it doesn't go either. Either way, Rowan Scott Smith, lovely feed inside. Good ball movement, and Kirstens just can't close. And geez, Bailey is lightning quick. And there's the follow, Jalen Ford. So Javon Bailey, he's got like sprinter speed. Wow. And a charge on Zhao.
Foul on Orangeville, number 4, Jaden Zhao.
15-point lead for Inspire. Just over 6 minutes to go in the first half. Bailey and Ford Euro step through everyone. Knocked out of bounds, Orangeville ball. Orangeville 1-3 this half, courtesy of Scott Smith. They got to get that going. Zhao, lovely feed inside. And Collinson to Kirstens. Orangeville's had 3 cracks at it. Make it 4. Finally, Arjun Bardwaj. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And there's a mugging, Scott Smith. You know, if his defender gets away from him there, where's he going? So it's, you got to just, the situational awareness has got to improve. There was just no need to make that foul. Bailey. A little high arcing jumper off the front of the rim. Perry with the follow. Cairo Perry, just as the shot clock was expiring. Bardwaj short on his attempt. Kirstens. And love to see that wide open look. Collinson. Nope. Out of bounds. Inspire ball. So I mentioned opening night, NCAA basketball Monday was great. I watched about 15 games. I usually go about 4 at a time. But I was sitting there for hours while I was doing my traffic reporting. And then Monday night, was up late. I was watching games till about 2 o'clock in the morning. Some of the West Coast games. I love it. I was watching, at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm watching like San Jose State versus Cal State Fullerton. That's how deep I go. Zhao, and then has that ripped away by Kirstens. Gaspar. Yeah, I like what Gaspar brought. I like to see shot clock 1 and down, take it, and no. You heard. And Kirstens and 1. Hey, they got away with it. Chris Kirstens. So Bardwaj, the shot clock was at 2, and he had an open look, but he opted to pass it when his whole teammate, they were all shouting doing the shot clock. So finally, a little bit of luck on the side of Orangeville. Well, speaking of Monday night, so one of the big upsets, Wagner upset Temple in overtime, 76-73, and my guy Jabril Price-Noel, who I had on the undraftedfreeagent.com podcast 2 weeks ago. And then he goes and hits a big 3 with time expiring to put the game to overtime, and then helps Wagner beat Temple, who Wagner were 16-point underdogs in the game, and it's a good way to start their season. Also some good karma being on my podcast. Duradola over everyone, Tunde Duradola. So today on my podcast, I had Dwayne Stevens, the head coach at Western Michigan, which is where Orangeville alum Jefferson Monegro is playing. Oh, what a feed. And denied. Sensore Hercules. Is he getting called with a foul on that? No. So is Ingo Kana Suzama, excuse me. Well, yeah, I spoke to Dwayne today. It was only for 10 minutes because I have Zoom, and you get a 40-minute limit on Zoom unless you pay for it extra. But normally, I don't really go more than 20, 30 minutes on my interviews. Bardwaj with a couple free throws. But he was 30 minutes late. He couldn't get on the Zoom. I was on with his media communications guy. We were sitting there talking for 30 minutes, and then he finally came on, and I only had 10 minutes left on my Zoom. Sensore Hercules. So Dwayne Stevens, first year at Western Michigan, but he was an assistant at Michigan State for 19 years. So we did talk some Draymond Green, a couple other things. Stolen, Duradola. And no foul. Yeah, he's pushed in the back. I was going to say, you can see it. He went way into the cushion there. See, look, I know they're kids, but I'm of the feeling, you got Duradola there. He's been torching you all night. You got a good opportunity to hammer him. Like, not injure him, but let him know, hey, you're not going to get these easy baskets. And if you're going to waste a foul, make sure you let him know about it. 45-31. Duradola from North York. I was just surprised to see North York listed. Nobody. You're either from Toronto, Vaughan. North York is. That's like an 80s, 90s we used to say North York. Tunde can't hit free throws in the follow. Ingo Kana Suzama couldn't get it to go. Kirstens to Bardwaj. Gaspar. And the pass was read by Sensore Hercules, knocked it out of bounds. Still Orangeville ball, 16 seconds left on the shot clock, plenty of time. All Inspire. Really, really nice defense, and there's a timeout on the floor. But yeah, go check out undraftedfreeagent.com. The podcast. I haven't posted the one from today. We just recorded it, and I was halfway through my editing and realized, oh, I'm running a bit late. Let's get going. I should have it up tomorrow at some point. Friday, I'm interviewing, was it Dustin Kearns, the head coach at Appalachian State. There should be one in the DJ booth. There should be one in that booth somewhere. Look inside. Sorry, one of the moms in the gym looking to charge her phone. So the DJ booth next to me should have an outlet somewhere in there. See Tony McIntyre strolling around the gym. Orangeville Prep National Team up against New Horizon, 8 p.m. following this one. Should be a good one. I mean, any game in the OSBA is always a good one. Well, looking forward to tonight. I went to go check out the boys last week on the road in Scarborough up at Royal Crown. Bardwaj. I don't think he needed to attack. He had a nice little baseline jumper, open look. Zhao, coast to coast for Inspire. Jeremy Zhao. Inspire by 16 with just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Gaspar. And stolen again by Inspire. Here's Zhao. Hold it up, and denied, yeah. He had 3 guys all much bigger than him all over him. That's a time where you want to see maybe, hey, let's hold it up. I shouldn't be attacking the big guys and wait for the reinforcements.
Substitution, Orangeville, number 4, Jamie Zhao.
Inspire inbounds. Zhao inside. Ngo Kana Suzuma feet inside Tunde Duradola. Easy lay-in.
Field goal number 10, Babatunde Duradola.
Kirstens. Orangeville, not a lot of room to breathe. Gaspar. And Duradola almost gave that away. He's trying to clear out his teammate. He wants to take on Bardwaj one-on-one. And Duradola, no good. Rebound, Kirstens. So Duradola already with 14, I believe, in my quick calculation. And Bardwaj fouled. He'll shoot a couple free throws. So Tunde wanted a quick breather. Looks gassed. Yeah, if you're Inspire, get those guys in foul trouble off the floor and just get to half. I mean, you're up 18. You don't need any more guys in foul trouble. Hitting free throws. Arjun, a class of 2024, so expect him back next season or somewhere. Perry. Cairo Perry from 3. Stolen. And the referee got, hey, Orangeville got caught with a break. The ref got in the way of that steal. And there's a second, or a traveling call. That could have been another palming. We have to be in double-digit turnovers for Orangeville in the first half. 1-3 made and over 10 turnovers. That's not a formula for success. And kicked out of bounds. Speaking of a turnover, how was that? I was going to say, that can't be white ball. Barrett just kicked that out of bounds. It is. He kicked that out of bounds. My goodness. 2.2 left in the half, so let's see who in white wants to hit this shot. Feed inside Perry. Attacks. No good. So at the end of one, Inspire 52-33. Their defense smothering Orangeville Prep, beating themselves. They got to settle down, limit the turnovers, and maybe better things will happen. So I'm Chris McKee. We're going to take a little 10-minute break here at half. We'll see you for the start of the second half. Well, welcome back to the Athlete Institute in Mono, Ontario. OSBA regular season action. Inspire Academy up by 19 at the half, 52-33 over Orangeville Prep Provincial. It is just smothering defense by Inspire, and that's the rub. What are they going to do to get around this? So if you're Inspire as you were, they got to watch a couple guys with foul trouble. That's about it. Maybe no need to play as aggressive. They're pressing again. Caused nightmares for Orangeville in the first half. Let's see if Orangeville can adjust at halftime. Bardwaj had a wide open look, and Kenny took it, but couldn't go for him. And that's got to be a travel. I was going to say, look, Tunde's good, but he's not Michael Jordan. They're not giving him 4 steps. So Tunde led all scorers in the first half with 14. And for Orangeville, it was Arjun Bardwaj with 8. Zhao. And a turnover. And here you go. Here's Tunde. Get those phones out. Two-handed, hangs on the rim, and he's going to get teed up on that one. A little bit too much mustard on that hot dog.
Technical foul, also on number 10,
It was a bit much, yeah. His own coach is even telling him, like, dude, it was a bit of an excess hang. He was almost doing chin-ups on the rim. Like, I love Tunde in his game, but hey, remember, still kids, right? 20-point lead. Jaden Zhao has the ball ripped out of his hand, but he gets it back. And Kirsten's, he's going to get called with a travel. Jamar James, ball in his hand for Inspire. Sensore Hercules. And stepped out of bounds. You know what's so funny? I just saw him on the previous possession. He was straddling that line, Silva Romeo, and I was like, hey, he's got to watch it. And 2 seconds later, steps out of bounds. Wide open look. He had Bardwaj wide open underneath. And Silva Romeo, hey, I don't know if he knew much about it, but it still counts for 2. He just kind of wildly threw that up there, and it goes in. Kenny. And got his own rebound, couldn't get it in. And it's got to be a charge on Duradola. And it is. So now Tunde, he's got to be in, how many foul? Yeah, is he in foul trouble now? Yeah.
Foul his 4th of the game on number
4th. So that's Duradola in foul trouble now with 4. So Orangeville catches a break with Tunde now having to go to the bench. Ryan Barrett in to replace him. Oh, just too casual. Again, another turnover in their own half, but thankfully they get it back. Wide open look, Collinson, short. Kirstens to Bardwaj, and then he's mugged by Barrett. He did a good job of drawing that contact to get himself to the line because Barrett jumped and then Arjun just kind of leaned into him.
Foul line number 3, Ryan Barrett. Orangeville number 15, Arjun Bardwaj, shooting 2.
It's the first. So I was talking Western Michigan earlier. Jefferson Monegro started opening night against the University of Minnesota. So tough Big Ten matchup. They only lost by 1. But Jeff out there getting meaningful minutes against a big-time team. That's Jalen Ford. Speaking of big time, big 3 for Jalen. Jalen, a class of 2024 out of Brampton. So also not far down the road, just down Highway 10.
Foul line number 2, Jamar James.
Nobody in black coming to him. He's going to get, well, he got lucky there because the ref could have called him. That was close. Kenny weaving just inside the free throw line. Arjun in there muscling it. They're calling possession error, which will favor Inspire. If you are out there, hit me up on Twitter at Mr. McKee. Let me know where you're listening from. Any problems, any name pronunciation I'm getting wrong. Always thankful to be corrected. Ford, long jumper, air ball. And gift right to Orangeville. They've got numbers, 4-on-2, Kirstens. And Collinson goes in, scoops up the mess.
Number 0, Griffin Collinson.
Good ball movement by Inspire, but just as I say that, they give it away. Collinson spin move, oh, and then denied. Ngo Kana Suzuma, big block. James, and now 3-on-none. Emmanuel Ngo Kana Suzuma. Two-handed dunk. Long 3 attempt, bit more like it. Owen Kenny, the response from Orangeville. That's just their second 3 of the night. And we're halfway through the third quarter. No good. And the follow 3 times, 4 times. No one in white could put that away. Kenny, heat check. 2 in a row. Owen Kenny, back-to-back 3s. Well, if you're Orangeville, you may have found your answer. Keep feeding 11. And then he's back to get a rebound. Jaden Zhao. And Jamar James goes and scoops that up. So the 2 guards on Inspire, James and Bailey, these guys are little guys, but lightning quick. There's little buzzsaws out there. Turned over. Now Jaden's got to watch the defender trailing him. And denied. Jalen Ford. I just thought Jaden was way too casual on that. It was almost like a pantomime where everyone in the gym could see Jalen Ford creeping up behind him, but, Jaden Zhao couldn't see it himself. Go look up what a pantomime is for the youngsters out there. We were subjected to these as kids, some of the most horrible live entertainment ever. It's like for kids, and it would be like, so let's say there's a big bad monster. The woman on stage would be like, I don't know where the monster is. Do you know where he is? And the whole audience would be like, he's right behind you. And then they would keep going on. I don't know where he is. It's maddening. Even as an 8-year-old, I wanted to go on stage and go, look, just turn around. It's right there. 61-43. We've got New Horizon Academy sitting in front of me. Another turnover for Orangeville. Good. Kirsten standing there looking at the ball. And Bailey And he's hammered. Mentioned New Horizon in front of me. Excited to get a look at Augustus Brzdeikis. Of course, his older brother Ignas, an Orangeville prep legend. Led them to an OSBA championship, was an MVP. I think he was a two-time OSBA MVP before going to Michigan, of course, playing in the NBA. I think Iggy's over playing in Europe now, for a couple of years in the NBA.
Fans, don't forget we have pizza, snacks, beer, coolers, and Orangeville prep gear on sale.
61-43. Inspire's just been dominant all evening.
November 11th and 12th, Fridays and Saturdays. They're hosting the Maple Hoops Grind Session featuring top Canadian and American prep teams. Right here.
Of course, yeah, the in-house announcer reminding, don't forget this Friday, Saturday, the grind session comes to Orangeville Prep. And we got Prolific Prep, Minnesota Prep, Fort Erie. I know the Crestwood girls game is going to be going on up here. I have a lot of game prep to do tomorrow night after work. Got to prepare for that. .4:30 to go in the third quarter. It has not been pretty for Orangeville Prep. Finally showing signs of life via Owen Kenny with back-to-back threes here in the third quarter. And Javon Bailey will shoot a couple free throws. It's the first. One of two. Riaz Saliu, number 12, back out there. Rowan Scott-Smith had 1 3 in the first half and then has cooled off since. Another turnover for Orangeville and tripped up. Two minutes for tripping.
Orangeville foul number 0, Griffin Collinson. Clear path foul.
We got a clear path foul. Tripped him up as he had a wide open look. Jalen Ford, which is Jalen, class of 2024 from Brampton, just down the road. He's been good off the bench tonight for Inspire. Now lead back to 21. So Orangeville's got to create more turnovers of their own. Don't mind seeing them press a little bit. Give their own medicine back. Shot clock winding down, 2-1, and they don't notice it. And no one on the Inspire bench letting them know. So Inspire's out there playing hot potato and not looking up at the shot clock. And there's one of the turnovers Orangeville needed.
Number 22, Jonathan Gaspar.
And Bailey, that's got to be 5 now, is it, for him? Did they give it to Javon Bailey? Oh, it's only 4, so I thought he was on 5. Forgive me. So a couple guys in Inspire. You got Tunde Duradola on 4 and Javon Bailey on 4 as well. Jamar James back in to replace him. Collison, this youngster, a 2025. It's one of the guys I did get a chance to interview a couple weeks ago. He had a black eye in the interview. I'm like, it looks more like a post-game OHL interview, hockey. Orangeville's crowd trying to will their team back in it here. And a travel, good call. It was Jeremy Jow. It looked like he lost the handle on it, and it took a couple extra steps. So Orangeville's created a couple turnovers the past couple possessions. Now they just got to start finishing on the other end. Rowan Scott Smith, and then he just runs out of bounds.
Orangeville substitution number 11, Owen Kenny.
Watching some of those opening games, you know, sometimes they play the Division I teams play or lower division teams. That's a hard foul by Salyu, who's on the ground. He's looking for his teammates to come get him. Yeah, the guys in white got to hurry over there. It's Cairo Perry that's on the ground. But I was watching James Madison University, who just moved to the Sun Belt this year, conference. They were up 72-11 at the half over some D2 or D3 school. And you're like, what is the purpose of those games? There was about 4 or 5 of those games where, you know, it was literally 70, 80-point games. I was watching Baylor against Mississippi Valley State. Baylor, you could argue, are one of the top, 3 or 4 teams in the country. You could make an argument Mississippi Valley State might be the worst team in college basketball, certainly in that conversation. I wrote an article about how bad they were a couple years ago, and their head coach showed up on my Twitter DMs, Chris Kirsten's lovely land. Mississippi Valley State's head coach is Lindsey Hunter, who won 2 NBA championships, and this guy's in my DM. Like, hey, ooh, that was pretty sweet, Jamar James. Jamar James from just outside the free throw line. I almost said Jamar Chase, the NFL wide receiver with the Cincinnati Bengals out of LSU. Who, by the way, is injured, out for a couple games for Cincinnati. But yeah, some of these opening week matchups, you know, why Baylor's playing Mississippi Valley State, I don't know, and why, James Madison is playing a D2 or T3 school. And then I saw a D2, somebody lost to a D2 school. Let me look that up. Well, that's it. Yeah, Cleveland State lost to D2 Notre Dame, Ohio. And Cleveland State in the Horizon League, which is Youngstown State League. Shamar Ratam Mays is, huge block. He's in the Horizon League. And they've won it a couple times over the past couple of years. We've seen them in the NCAA tournament. And they go lose to a D2 school opening night. I watched Florida Gulf Coast beat USC. Sam Houston beat Oklahoma. So a lot of upsets opening night. And then also some huge blowouts. James had a good night. Starting guard for Inspire. And Perry, and Cairo Perry won't be denied. Collinson. Kenny had those 2 threes and has cooled off since. Gaspar, swish. Jonathan Gaspar. Big 3. Trying to get Orangeville on a bit of a run here. Here's Kenny, corner 3, Collinson. Short. If you're Orangeville, start taking some threes. Just put it up there. If they miss, so be it. Might be better than what we were doing before. So who does it? It looks like Jack McMahon over there in sweatpants. We haven't seen Jack tonight. I'm trying to think who's that sitting next to Tony. No Xavier Gentles tonight. Eamon Eshak, Thomas Baldoff, none of these guys we've seen yet.
Bears fans, don't forget to follow Orangeville Prep on Instagram and TikTok for news updates and all your behind-the-scenes action. Orangeville Prep would like to thank our amazing team.
Some DMX Rough Riders in the back.
Orangeville Kia, Miles Steel Sports.
One of the best rap videos ever made. All the motorcycles in it. It's pretty cool. So on my drive up, I'm not a big Joe Rogan guy. I'm not pro Joe Rogan or anti Joe Rogan, but I wanted to listen to this podcast in the almost 3 hours of traffic I had. But Rick Rubin, who's the famed music producer, Rick started Def Jam Records, which is, you know, he produced the Beastie Boys, Run DMC, Walk This Way. That was all Rick Rubin. He produced Jay-Z's 99 Problems, LL Cool J, all of it. And so it was cool just listening to him tell some of the stories of how those albums came together. He's also produced rock. He produced the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, which is the, you know, Give It Away Now, all about those tunes. He's done everything. Slayer, heavy metal, he's all over the place. But the Jay-Z 99 Problems is classic. Orangeville Prep Provincial with 99 Problems tonight. Tunde Duradola has been one of them. 71-52, all Inspire. And I'm not sure where we're at right now. Looks like it was knocked out of bounds by Inspire. So 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Plenty of time for Orangeville to set up whatever play they've got. Gaspar just hit a three. What's the call? Looks like some sort of battle going on, yeah. So with something going on underneath the hoop, looks like Jamar James is called with a foul.
Foul, right one, Cairo Perry.
No, Cairo Perry. I heard two from the ref, but alas, it's one. Chris Kirstens to the free throw line. Chris has spent a lot of time on the floor tonight diving for loose balls. Cairo Perry holds it up for James. Barrett. Ooh, almost over. Kept in. And he just got lost. And the shot clock's at 5. I don't know if they recognize. Wide open. Oh, everything but the finish. Corner three. Silva Romeo misses. Kirstens thought about it. I mean, at this point, why are we thinking about it? Put the shot up. Kirstens attacks, no good. Bodies flying everywhere, wide open. Zhao can't finish. Orangeville now. They had numbers. Take the shot. Short, Kenny with the follow. Salu for the three. Striking out all over the place. And who was that? Barrett's going to be called with a foul. He was all over the back of Kenny. So it was also National Signing Day across the United States today. So congrats to all the young men and women out there getting themselves an opportunity to play at the next level. I don't have all the list of Canadians. I saw a bunch today signing. I don't think any of the Orangeville guys announced any signings yet. Fadeaway jumper, Cairo Perry, that was delicious. Right from the free throw line, right as the quarter expires. All Inspire Academy, 73-54. Orangeville Prep has no answer. This is not how we do.
All right, fans, we got some giveaways here. Who wants a t-shirt? Anybody want to help throw some balls or t-shirts? Who can throw here? Anyone? I'll just do it myself. Okay, you look the most enthusiastic right here. Can you catch? Hey, there we go. All right, don't miss this.
Oh, they're throwing out the mini basketballs. I like them. I have a couple of these in my house rolling around. It's a good squishy ball. Oh. Now the t-shirts are going. I've seen a good couple Instagram or TikTok jokes of the guy who throws out t-shirts to crowds and there's some dude who impersonates them. Well, he's got a good arm. Good catch. We got The Game and 50 Cent bumping in the background. I remember when I saw The Game in concert in 2004 at the old Cool House, which was attached to the government on 132 Queens Key West, which doesn't exist anymore. Knocked down a couple of years ago. A crime against the city of Toronto. Those venues were knocked down, but hey. Alas, I think the land was owned by George Brown College, and now they've got all new facilities they're building down there right along Queens Quay in downtown Toronto. So if you're Inspire, keep doing what you're doing. Obviously, they got a couple guys in foul trouble. Duradola, Bailey over there parked on the bench. But with this comfortable lead, no need to necessarily roll them out there just yet. Back to it, start of the fourth quarter. And there was something, so Barrett now has got to be in foul trouble. He was in there getting a little too physical with Chris Kirstens. So Barrett to the bench. Looks like Jalen Ford replacing him. Yeah, number 8. Zhao attacks underneath. No good. And here's Ford, just came off the bench. And I like that. If he had a went dunk, he might have had that blocked, but he opted lay-in, and now he's got 2. Collinson leaves it for Kinney. Zhao had a 3, didn't want it. Shot clock winding down, put it up. Collinson off the glass, no good. Cairo Perry steals it. Cairo going coast to coast. And it's got to be a charge. No, ref letting him play. Orangeville's got numbers. Kirstens. Finally, Chris Kirstens backs his defender down. Jamar James into Perry. Wide open for Ford, and he stepped out of bounds. So Emmanuel Ngo Kana Suzuma back in. He was dominant in the first half. Doesn't have to do much in the second half. Now coming in trying to close out this game for Inspire. Shot clock at 5. Collinson cannot get the roll. Kirstens and 1. Chris Kirstens.
Chris Kirstens and 1.
So Chris starting to show up in the fourth quarter.
Foul on number 7, White Marcus, the silver roll.
And can't make the three-point play, but Orangeville gets the rebound. Zhao wide open look, Bardwaj. Nope. Ooh, and then, who was that? Collinson got away with one. He was over the back of one of the Inspire players. No call. I don't know what happened. I was looking at the guys on the floor. Either way, it will be Orangeville ball, excuse me, on the baseline. Well, if you want to sum up Orangeville's night in one play, I think that encapsulates their night tonight. Ford to Bailey, little speedster. Shot clock winded down. James drives. Lovely, Jamar James. Well, these little guards on Inspire are pretty good. I like them. Lightning quick. And again, that's 2 plays in a row. Collinson's took his eye off the ball, and it rolls out of bounds. Walk before you run. Spin move. That was lovely. Dante Sensori Hercules. Kenny. And Zhao, corner 3 off the back of the rim. And foul on someone. We're going to find out in a sec. Oh, is it Kirsten's caught with a foul? Alas, I'll reserve comments on that. Tunde Duradola back into the game. Oh, they just gave it right to him. And then they just gave it right back. My goodness. Oh, it got knocked out of bounds. So Orangeville catches a break. Yeah, it should be white ball. The ref is, or sorry, it's Patrick Brown, the Inspire coach. Is it, or one of the assistants? He's saying it should be white ball, and it is. Little floater from Collinson. Finally gets that to go. Inspire by 19 still with 6:30 to go in the ball game. Bailey regroups. Duradola looking for help and attacks, and he's swarmed by 3 guys in black jerseys, and Tunde went down hard, and he's in pain. He's holding his kind of right foot up in the air. Oh, he looks all right now. There we go. So, number 7, Silva Romeo's the Brazilian, but Duradola doing his best Brazilian soccer player impression right now. He'll be sprinting in 2 seconds. Watch.
Offensive foul, his 5th of the game, number 10, Duradola.
And that's 5 for Tunde. I didn't know he was called with a foul on that. I think that's why he was lying on the floor a little longer. Kirstens to Kenny. Easy jumper and can't get that to go. And slapped out of bounds. Sensore Hercules. So Orangeville only 4 seconds left on the shot clock. So they got to act fast here and think fast. The Inspire coach is actually on the floor. I'm surprised the refs aren't warning him. And just tossed. That ball's still rolling down Highway 9 right now towards the 400. James has had a nice night and had his pass intercepted as soon as I say that. Zhao for 3. Jaden Zhao. See, he's had that look a dozen times tonight and hasn't taken the shot. And finally does. Good things happen. Ford around everyone. It's going to be a charge. Yeah, good call. Kirstens takes the charge. Kenny looking for room. Zhao just hit a 3 and has that shot blocked, but Inspire gives it right back to them. Zhao air ball this time. More substitutions. Barrett back in, as well as Zhao. 3 and 0. Back in it for Inspire.
Shooting 2.
That's 1. Barrett will inbound. Orangeville trying to press, create some sort of turnover. Inspire gets through it, no problem. Engo Kana Suzuma. You got to think they're going to go through 35 here, and he went over and back. So each team's had a player done that tonight. Just walk back over half court. Kenny inbounds just below me in the broadcast booth. Collinson. Take the shot, Kenny for 3. Off, and then Scott Smith misses a wide open lay-in, uncontested. Bailey pump fake, readjusts, short on his 3 attempt. Kirstens goes around, nothing. Sensore Hercules, easy lay-in. And it looks like a technical going to be called against the Orangeville bench. Or no, just a timeout. Sorry, I thought he was barking at the ref. It's just a timeout. Some Drake and Meek Mill. The Beatles. So he misses the Beatles there. I taught at a music college for 8 or 9 years in Toronto, and I was always amazed at my students. You know, obviously they're all college age. Some of them, anywhere between 20 to kind of mid-30s they were, but actually about 18 to mid-30s. But I did this one experiment once where I'm like, can you name all 4 Beatles? And these are kids that wanted to work in the music business. In one class, out of like something like 15, 18 kids, I had 1 out of 18 that could name all 4 Beatles. Some of them couldn't name any. And it's like, you want to work in the music business and you don't even know who the Beatles are? Maybe this industry isn't for you. Needless to say, you know, most of them ain't working in the music business now. That's like playing basketball and not knowing who Michael Jordan or who the Chicago Bulls are. It's essentially what it is. Speaking of that, I was watching the other night because I get ESPN Classics, and I was watching, you know, some old Bulls games with Jordan and Steve Kerr and Pippen, and my God, they were good. Now, it's weird. They're not as big as the guys are now, even though the NBA guys, you see the size difference just from the 90s to now. Turnover. One of the things I learned watching it, because I was watching this game at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and the players back then were so much more fundamentally sound. Like, they didn't make as many mistakes. Now the NBA is more about your size and length. You see it with the Raptors. You know, they draft Scotty Barnes, who was the 6th man on his college team. Didn't even start at Florida State because they liked his size. They had a set frame of a player they wanted. Instead of, hey, well, in college he averaged 28 points a game. That was more kind of what they drafted for in the past. Now it's frame. Even like Delano Banton, I'll be honest, Delano Banton was a garbage college basketball player. I know he's a basketball Canadian, but he did nothing at Western Kentucky. I think he averaged about 8 points a game at Nebraska. Didn't do anything on a bad Nebraska team where their coach got fired. And this guy gets drafted because they like his size. He wasn't a very good player. Speaking of liking the size, Emmanuel Ngokana Suzuma. Another easy lay-in. Arjun. He had a wide open look and then attacked and has it blocked. Enjoy the space. Take it. Bailey wisely slowing things down. I mean, if you're Inspire, work every shot clock down to the last 3 seconds here. You're up, what, 19 now? .306 to go. Arjun got away with a travel. He kind of slid there. Kenny for 3. Nope. And Arjun. And 1. No, couldn't get it to go. He's fouled. More free throws. Am I not on the Wi-Fi? I'm on. So Inspire, this guy's using a lot of fouls. It's another guy fouled out. Dante Sensore Hercules. I don't know if they're going to have many guys to finish this game. Silva Romeo back in. Wherefore art thou, Romeo? Oh, Bailey. Oh, what a feed inside. No good. Oh, that was pretty basketball from Inspire. Everything but the finish. Talking Romeo and Juliet. Bringing me back. Grade 9 and 10, I went to Neil McNeil all-boys school in Toronto. My grade 9 teacher was Father Gavigan, an old Irish priest. And in English class, we had to memorize full Shakespearean passages like soliloquy, page-long soliloquies, and then get up and recite them in front of the class. And so some of them are still stuck in my head. One of them I got tattooed down the side of my body, the opening soliloquy of The Merchant of Venice. Go look it up. I won't recite it for you on here. Give me 2 Molson Canadians and I'll start with it. Bardwash, and he's mugged. Ngo Kana Suzuma with the block. And down the other end, that's Silva Romeo. Corner 3, Kenny, why not? Owen Kenny, bang. 2 minutes to go. Well, Kenny's had 3 threes in the second half, a bit more like it. We needed some of that in the first half, though. Bailey skating around. Zhao in the corner. Oh, denied! Arjun Bardwash, big block. Put that one on a platter for him. Scott Smith. Zhao thought about a Kenny. Take the shot. Corner 3, Rowan Scott Smith. Boom. A late surge by Orangeville. Back-to-back threes for the Bears. Lead down to 16. Ooh, Cairo Perry's hammered. He went down hard. See, that's the foul you want to see in the first half. Not trailing 16 with 1:19 to go. You want to send that message early in the game.
White number 1, Cairo Perry, shooting 2.
Perry. So I was talking Egypt stuff earlier. There's an author named Graham Hancock. He's wrote some crazy books on, the Egypt pyramids and some of the past history. And he's the one that explains that, the world may be a lot older. So go check out Graham Hancock, any of his stuff. What was it? Pyramid of the Gods, I think, is one of the books I read. He's got some documentaries, too, out there. There's also, it used to be on Netflix. You can find it on YouTube and BitChute, a couple other places, a series called The Pyramid Code. It's a 4-part series done by a Canadian Egyptologist, a woman, I forget her name. She's from the University of Calgary. But she put together this 4-part series on, the pyramids and some of the theories that don't go with basic history teaching, some outside-the-box stuff. Check it out. Collinson, a little jumper. Lead 15 for Inspire with a minute to go. They don't even need to take shots. They just could run around here and let the shot clock expire. But Cairo Perry and 1. It's amazing what you can learn if you actually read. If you pick your head up from the phone and put the phone down for a while. Too much of that. 91-73, all Inspire, and over and back, yeah. Zhao was over the other side of the court and pushed it back. Well, a tough night for Orangeville. Let's hope the national squad fares a little better coming up in game 2. Stick around. It's about, well, we're a little bit delayed because this game's gone long. Usually at 8 o'clock, but I would imagine they'll probably get about 15 minutes to warm up. One thing I don't like, this New Horizon team just kind of standing around. You know, they waited really late to get ready. They only kind of got ready about 5 minutes ago. We'll see how ready they are to start the next game. Perry hitting free throws. Inspire trying to creep towards 100. Hits them both. 20-point lead, 44.6 seconds to go. And Inspire still pressing and still creating turnovers and a travel, yeah. Silva Romeo stole it. I mean, if you're the Inspire coach, you're still pressing with 36 seconds to go and a 20-point lead. That's tough. Well, hey, their motto is to press. Billy Donovan calls it 40 minutes of hell. Trying to keep that same motto here. It's not 39 seconds and 39 minutes and 30 seconds of hell. It's 40 minutes of hell. Little floater from Gaspar. And, well, they can't wind up the clock because there's a second difference, so Inspire will have to try to take a shot here. Ingo Kanasuzuma, no good. And Gaspar, again, looking to pad his stats at least. Can't do it. Possession arrow favors Orangeville, so someone will get one last shot. Knocked out of bounds again. Zhao for 3, why not? No good. And stick a fork in it. Orangeville is done. Inspire ran them out of the gym tonight with inspirational defense, 93-75. All Tunde Duradola, all Emmanuel Ngo Kanasuzuma. Well, I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining me. Stick around. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so for the start of Orangeville Prep National Squad versus New Horizon.